All right, it's 10 o'clock. I think we can get started. Can I have a roll call, Pam, please?
Yes. Chair Jakutis,
Present.
Smitty,
Here.
Betty. There's Betty. Jean Marie.
Present.
Arthur.
Here.
Jackie. Debbie.
Present.
Present.
Mary Joyner.
Present.
And myself.
All right, perfect. So we'll get right to business. Tanya, as I say to Megan, it's the Megan show. So right now it's going to be the Tanya show. So you can do the director's report for us.
Excellent. Good morning and happy spring to you all.
Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning.
Thank you. I would like to just begin with the upcoming activities for April.
Okay.
We have spring trivia coming up. We have also a senior mystery box that is a fan favorite, crafts, spring flower making, and every Friday, the seniors have been enjoying game day, ending with karaoke. So we're very happy to have that continued socialization. It helps with motor skills. We've got new games. So we're always evolving with that. Under programs and workshops for April, we're going to continue with our mindful movement and meditation. We also continue with our community liaison of Jedi tech support on Fridays. We continue to bring the seniors to the food pantry around the corner on Silsby Street at the Food Phoenix Hub. We've got a very loyal and large chair yoga group on Tuesdays. We've got Mass Health with Claudia's assistance twice in April, the first Tuesday and the last Friday. We have Brigham Health Van that has been providing monthly screenings for our seniors, blood pressures, diabetic checks, and that's been going very well. We've got Dr. Meany, our faithful dentist, coming in next month as well. And we have a stretching that's going to fill a slot. The yoga instructor will be going on a vacation for about 3 weeks. So we've got someone coming in that same slot at 12:30 to provide some stretching so that we don't lose that momentum. For events in April, I'm so excited that we'll be celebrating our 3rd year anniversary. April 16th, we will be having a very delicious and special cake to commemorate this occasion, as well as coffee. And we're actually going to have a picture slideshow on the projector, just showing the evolution from once we started to present day. We also have a magic show coming up. That's going to be just before Easter. We have a 50-50 spring raffle hosted by the Friends of the Council on Aging and an Easter egg hunt coming up.
Tanya, can I just interrupt real quick? Where's the Easter egg hunt this year? Is it going to be at the...
It's going to be at the Senior Center.
Okay.
Whether, I know that one year we had it at Gagnon and that was fabulous, but sometimes the weather and mobility issues, we have to take that into consideration. But fear not, we'll be having chocolate bunnies and an Easter egg hunt. We will continue with our birthday celebrations for April. And moving down to the outings for April, we're going to offer Metro Bowling in Peabody to seniors. Lunch is not included on that one, just the rental fee for the shoes and the games. We have an encore trip to the casino in April, but in May, we will be exploring a brand new casino that the seniors heard was opening, so we will be doing that in May. But for April, we're going to head back to Encore. And our lunch outing, there's been a strong request for Prince Pizza on Route 1. So we'll be heading there for our lunch outing. Our April presentations consist of our continued senior chat with Calvin on the second Tuesdays. We're also going to have for Public Health Week, we're having public health and urban forestry have a combined presentation. So we're looking forward to that as well. We have a closed caption call in April. This presentation is specifically for hearing impaired seniors, that there's a special phone that they can utilize free of charge. So he's going to explain that feature in April. We also have the Lynn Community Coalition. Jesse Warren will be coming out in April as well. The Lynn Community Coalition is filled with resources, so they're going to be bringing that information to our seniors next month. And we have Gliss, our Rosemary, who provides the SAIL workshops. It's she's going to be doing a brain game with our seniors in April. You know, it's daylight savings time, it's spring, so it's time to wake the body up, wake the mind up. Our services for April include, we've got the barber coming in. We also will be taking our seniors to Lynn Tech. They've been enjoying all the services that the students are able to provide, whether it's haircuts or facials and nails. They've been really taking full advantage of that option. We've got Dr. Meany coming in as well. And also we've got the case management from Robin DeStefano from Gliss. So she will be spending, she's got a set slot every month. And that's really been a great support and help to the senior center. And we continue with our services of outreach here provided by our team member, Rachel.
You guys are busy. Does anybody have any questions for Tanya?
Tanya,
Yes, Smitty.
how come we never go to Tech for lunch?
Where?
Lynn Tech.
The Tiger Den at Lynn Tech.
We did do the Tiger's Den last year. You know, we're rotating and just incorporating new, but if we'd like to go back to the Tiger's Den, I'll make that note right now.
Okay, because people have asked me.
Where the Lynn Rotary meets there every Friday, and but didn't go one Friday, so my husband and I went on Thursday, and it's prime rib Thursday. Oh my gosh, the joint was jumping. It was so much fun. It's just a great way to support the kids, and it's such great value. It's extraordinary value.
Yeah.
So
I'm making a note of it right now. We did go, and that was the feedback that the seniors gave as well.
Yeah. I have a question here. So with all these, with all the support that we have, what sort of support do we have, if any, for helping seniors sort of, I don't want to say manage, but deal with the details of handling household finances?
Good question, Jean Marie. At this time, what we have is simply our outreach that meets with people per their desire, and she will do some modest budgeting. There has been someone that reached out to do a more formal presentation about managing funds. So I too will follow up with that as well.
It's on my radar because just last week I had 4 different conversations with 4 different daily money managers, some of whom are local, because there is an American Association of Daily Money Managers. They're licensed, bonded, quarried, and I'm having more conversations with people who I think it would be good to get somebody who may do something pro bono, do some training on a sort of an ongoing basis, because finances are ongoing and our ability to deal with them oftentimes gets impaired as if there are health issues that come into play in our households, or cognitive issues or memory issues. Just something for us to to explore more fully on a more regular basis.
Thank you for that. I'm making a note of it. Deb?
Yes, so I've heard of the Lynn Community Coalition, but I'm not actually sure what they do. Could you explain that to me? Do you know?
I don't. I know that he came, Jesse Warren came out and he took a survey of kind of what the seniors wanted to have addressed or what their concerns were. They then are taking those surveys, compiling them, and catering the presentation to address what you all filled out on those surveys. But I don't want to misspeak on what the Lynn Community Coalition does, in case I missed something. Jean Marie?
If I may, another, as we're coming into the warm weather, right? Spring, everybody's getting out. I wonder what kind of awareness are we building on the community arts that's around Lynn? Have we had anybody come and speak to Beyond Walls or Raw Arts?
Yes, I can speak on that. Actually, we have some members present today that took a very vibrant and interactive walking tour of Beyond the Walls. He came in, I don't recall his name, and he did a presentation. And then on a later date, we did a wonderful walk throughout Lynn. So we can incorporate that. Again, we can circle back to that. With regards to Raw Arts, we have done, there was a liaison that we had that came in from time to time to do some senior art projects, both in the senior center and out in the community. So we can always circle back to Raw Arts as well.
Okay, great.
Oh, also, Jean Marie, speaking of Raw Arts, there was an employee there that was also a student, and we utilized her to do an 8-week art series. Mm-hmm. So it was a win-win for us both. It was her first time working in that capacity with seniors. So, you know, she had something to put on a resume, and then the seniors got a great benefit from her. Her expertise was portraits and landscaping, and so we actually have some of the work posted.
That's great. And that whole idea of doing cross-generational projects is so valuable to both generations, you know. I'd like to see more of that. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Mary Joyner has her hand up.
All right. Mary?
Yes, just to answer Deborah, I believe Lynn Community Coalition has a website, so you can go to that. I've worked with them in connection with something else for the city.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a website.
All right, I'll go to them.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Any other questions? No? All right. Well, Tanya, you have yourself busy for April. I guess we're on to financial report.
So for the financial report, Director Best will provide that information during the next meeting.
Okay.
We'll defer that to her.
All right. If not, she can always email it to everybody. Correct. All right. So I'm going to pick up on this one just for a minute for you because I just spoke with the IT department before I got on. So the Wi-Fi challenges, what they've come down to is it's a jumper that we need. We have to purchase a jumper. It's like a hotspot. It needs to be networked and installed. But this is something we can work with the IT department to order it. We do have a new gentleman coming in. He was just hired for the IT department. So let's hope we can start working on this within the next 2 weeks. And that's what they've come to the conclusion. It's called a jumper. It's like a hotspot, has to be networked. But they would be the ones to let you know what type has to be purchased.
Thank you, Diana. And if I may add to that, under the Wi-Fi currently in the conference room, that access has been connected, but we are still waiting on access in the cafe, which is down at the other. Yes.
Yep, and that's what you need is the jumper, I
Correct.
guess. So I'll either have you reach out to IT and talk to them. And like I said, I don't know much about it. I'm just told it's called a jumper. It's like a hotspot, but it has to be networked and installed, and they would be able to do all that.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any other questions?
I have a question about when new seniors come to the center, how are what's the process of integrating them into the center? And also, do we have on the floor other seniors that are kind of like welcoming ambassadors?
Yes, I will take the second question first. Yes, absolutely. When new seniors come, we like to utilize our seniors and kind of promote that so that new members or potentially new members are hearing it not from a staff member that may not be a senior, but straight from a senior. So we do have 2 or 3 identified volunteers that I kind of call ambassadors. If they are present and available at the time, they do give a full tour and kind of talk about the whole senior center. They get a copy of the newsletter, and then at the end, Jackie, they will meet with a staff member, get the card, and we will register them in the My Senior Center software. So when this is an open public building. So we have new folks coming in all the time, inquiring. Sometimes we have people on the spot needing outreach. And so how we handle that is we seat them, they're greeted warmly, and they're just kind of introduced to the staff. And they're given a copy of the newsletter, and we go by their pace. If they're stopping by for more of an acute issue, something has been cut off and they need to meet with the outreach. If the outreach is not available, they'll meet with me. So we'll triage that situation immediately. That is different than someone walking in, kind of poking around, hearing that we're open, and they have a curiosity. So that's when we will activate a senior volunteer to show them the ropes, and at the end we will meet with them in an office and then take the picture, do the registration, and then just kind of give them my business card, or Director Best will give her business card, and so we'll bring them in like that.
Okay, thank you.
And just to follow up, if anyone needs the transportation service, when people come, there's a lot of new seniors that don't realize we do offer transportation. If the driver is available at the time, we will do an assessment right there. And the assessment just involves to see if they're able to ambulate on and off the van and seeing what light support they need. So oftentimes I'll call the driver, and it takes about 10 minutes just to pull up the vehicle and just assess them. And then we'll talk them through the process of actually showing them how to register to get a ride.
Okay.
Nice. Any other questions? No? All right, I guess we're on to Friends. Recruiting members, donations, and Friends Board. Pam, is there anybody from the Friends? Debbie, are you on the Friends?
Mute, Debbie.
Sorry, as you know, Joan is president of the Friends, and she's still laid up, although she's getting better every day. We are going to, as Tanya mentioned, have the chocolate bunnies and the Easter egg hunt and the 50-50 raffle next month. Other than that, we have not organized much at all. But you are running the affair on the 31st. And hopefully that will recruit people and recruit businesses to help us reorganize.
All right. So basically what we're looking for now, anyone out there listening or watching this meeting, we're trying to recruit members for the Friends of the Council on Aging. Basically, the Friends pay for a lot of different activities through the senior center. We're looking for people to join the board. We're looking for people to help fundraise for the Friends. The Friends pay for all the extra stuff we do not have in the city budget. Pam, do you want to step in on this and help a little?
Yeah, so the Friends is an arm off of the senior center. It's been a longtime friend of the senior center, raising money for specific things. Jean Marie connected us with someone in the community that had a great idea that those out there could take specific needs or expenses that the senior center has either yearly or ongoing and maybe dedicate time to that. So let's say that you're going to help the Friends raise money for the December holiday party, or you're going to help raise money for, you know, I don't know, maybe something in the new part that we might need, new microphone system or something like that. In the past, the Friends have been the one that has bought the pool tables, had bought the TV back in the day whenever it was was a thing, exercise with the TV. Mm-hmm. So those are the kinds of things that the Friends have done, along with supporting, you know, like the July 4th cookout and that kind of thing. We have to understand that whenever those things happen at the senior center, you got to figure it's around 100 people that participate and attend. So that's feeding 100 people. Mm-hmm. And so those, as you know, in your own household, those things are expensive. And that's what we're looking for, is some dedicated folks that will work with the people that come every day, that are committed to making sure the senior center succeeds, and just giving them some help, maybe with your expertise or your connections within the community. And on Monday, there's going to be an event hosted that we have specific items that folks can sign up for. So for instance, somebody said, I'll pay for the birthday celebrations for 3 months. Another person said, the photo booth is very popular at events, but that all costs money, and they have dedicated some money towards the photo booths for events. So it doesn't have to be a ton of money or a ton of time, but if we want to really make things happen, we just need some folks that would be willing to help a little.
All right, thank you, Pam.
And they can contact me if they want to, or Tanya, and then Tanya can connect me with them, and we can get something started. We hope to, next month in April, have a meeting of the Friends, again, a group meeting, and then kind of lay out our plan for the year and see what folks are willing to do. And I will send a notice to all of you so that you can maybe share it with people once we get a date.
Perfect. Thank you, Pam. Anybody have any questions for Pam?
Diana, I don't have a question, but if I may, I just want to give a shout out to the Friends. We miss Joan very much, but they really haven't missed the beat. They've been very supportive to us in continuing with their continuation, of the birthday cakes, of the purchase of the birthday cakes and the 50-50 raffles, and just really how they're running it with the I would say absence of Joan, but they're still kind of very much present and very supportive to us. So I just wanted to thank them for that.
Yes, thank you, Friends, because they do a lot for the senior center. Without them, we probably wouldn't have had a lot of different functions or events that have happened down there. Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right, so any other questions?
Yeah, sure. Regarding the event on Monday, are we going to talk about that another time, or I have a question about that? Are there any needs, last minute needs for that event on Monday?
What we're doing is we're helping the Friends do this. So gave them a list. Basically, we're looking for business owners Or whoever wants to donate, whether, like Pam said, somebody called me and said they want to donate for the video picture taking thing. Other people are probably just offering some money to say put it towards an event. Somebody has offered money for the gardening event. So anything will help, whether it's a specific.
I think though that what you could do, Jean, is just get the word out.
Yeah.
Ask people to, just get the word out that these are the opportunities.
Yep.
And, you know, there is no small donation.
No.
You know, we can always put something to use, even if it's just buying the cups, you know, everything costs. So.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so just get the word out, whoever you know, have them stop by Monday night. And like I said, it's just more for businesses, people of the community, if they would like to donate to the senior center. It's not like a big senior center event. It's more of a networking type of opportunity on Monday night.
Right, for the fundraisers, for those who
Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
Debbie and then Mary.
So I just have a question, Pam, on the flyer that you sent out this morning. I don't know how to share that in that format. Are you going to have it in another format that I can share it on Facebook or whatever other social media?
Muted.
Would it be easier for me to just tag you on your Facebook?
Yes, that would be great. And then I could share it from there. Thank you.
Okay. All right. But for those others, Tanya created a volunteer image, which Jean Marie had asked for at the last meeting. And I sent it out, and you can just save that as a PNG or JPEG, and then you could put it on your social media, or just you can put it right in your email too and send it out to your network as well. And it just kind of gives a broad scope of some volunteer opportunities at the senior center that they could use extra hands with. All right, and Madam Chair, Mary has her hand up.
Hey, Mary.
Yes. My question is, how are you going about getting the word out? Is there going to be a flyer or a letter? Because I'm thinking in my mind that some of the churches might help too, through different organizations at the church. They could donate things like the different organizations. What are you using, a letter or a flyer? How are you getting the word out that there is a need?
I can share it with you, Mary, and I can also give you some hard copies.
Yes, do that. Because that's where I'm going with it. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? No? All right. On to new business / old business. I'll take the first one, the construction space. I do have a meeting tomorrow for phase 2 of the construction for upstairs. I don't have any information what's going on. I won't know till after tomorrow. We're actually going to meet, I think, upstairs at the senior center. So as we're meeting, we can see what it looks like, what's going on. I have not been up there in a long time, so I don't know what it looks like right now. So with that phase 2, I really don't have information till tomorrow, till after our meeting. I'm meeting with the mayor's office. I don't even know who's in the meeting. Lisa Tobin will be there. Laura Stockfish will be there. So basically, just to see, and I think our CFO, Mike Bertino, just see what we have for money, what can be done, and once I find out, I will let everybody know. Okay? Any questions on that? I'm not sure what I can answer, but does anybody have any questions?
Debbie Craig?
Debbie?
So I was up there last week just looking around, and my concern is the same concern that we have downstairs now at this point, that we have so many little rooms upstairs. that it's hard to envision what can be done with those rooms when we think about the number of people there and our needs of like a meeting room now, because we don't have one of those.
Yep.
I hope that in the budget they can figure out some area where if needed for walls to come down, that they would be able to do that. I know it was too late downstairs to do that, but I hope they really take that into consideration.
Okay, I will add that. And that was one of my concerns too, because I know there's some walls and some petitions. So we're hoping to have some open space too.
Right.
But like I said, I will request that tomorrow because that was one of my requests also.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Any other questions? Anything anybody wants me to add to this meeting tomorrow?
Well, no, not to add to the meeting, Diana, but just in addition to the construction, the Lynn Senior Center plans on holding our deadline and our commitment to have the main kitchen open by April 1st.
Nice.
And also the cafe area, Deb, I think you're familiar with it. That cafe area will be open in April for COA meetings, but the only caveat with that is that there's no door. As Deb is mentioning, you know, you'd like a door for privacy, confidentiality, so on and so forth. So the cafe is open, but it's just that there's no door.
No door. Now, are there tables in there? Because last time I was there was only chairs.
Yes.
Okay, so we have tables.
It's what I consider a transitional room, breakdown and set up, breakdown and set up. So.
Perfect. All right, thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or concerns? No. All right, so next on the agenda, staff needs.
Yes. We currently have a head clerk position opening, and that's where things stand. But other than that, we have
your volunteers.
We have our abatement and non-abatement volunteers that are just invaluable.
Okay. And another concern is also when the second floor does open up, we'll probably need either another staff member or more volunteers, because you can't leave people upstairs by themselves. Somebody, not saying they all have to be supervised, but you need a staff member or somebody working with the staff to be with the seniors at all times in case something ever happens. So that is a concern down the road once we get upstairs open.
Director Best and I have had countless conversations about that very topic. We have walked tirelessly up and down the stairs, have taken the elevator, and have also realized there are access points.
Yeah.
There are back door exits. So it is imperative that not only is there a staff and a volunteer, but we would never staff it with just a volunteer.
Yeah.
So that is coming down the pike as well. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah,
this is
because
a shared
I think
building between the school department. So we have a lot of in and out. And we have also noticed that there's one way up, but there's two ways down. And so, yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's something I had in the back of my head too. So something we have to work on during construction, not when it's done. We have to have a plan beforehand.
I would like to suggest that Director Best and Tanya discuss with, I'm going to say the ones I know, the Cambridge Senior Center, the Malden Senior Center. They all have different levels. And I know that that is not a requirement.
Staffing wise?
Correct. Correct. Because I think that they feel that the seniors, they get there on their own, many of them. They go to the grocery store on their own. They live on their own, that they're not necessarily as fragile as we sometimes don't give them credit for. So I would just say that, you know, I understand safety, but I do believe that we can figure out a way to be safe and still be able to utilize that space even when maybe a staff person isn't available. I would hate to see a class canceled, like a crochet class or something canceled, because a staff person wasn't able to show up for work that day. I mean, I think that, you know, we have folks that ride public transportation by themselves and things. I do feel that our seniors are more capable, and that, you know, there's enough folks there that if something would happen, another person that was in that class could also get somebody for help too.
I do agree with you. You know, our concern is always safety first as we work, you know, under public health, and also just we sweep the buildings before we leave. And we certainly wouldn't want any instance. I'm not familiar with the buildings in Cambridge and Malden. I don't know if it's just 2 floors or if they are actually sharing, because it's 5 floors here. So just, you know, this is new to us, and we just want to make sure that adequate, I don't want to utilize the word supervision, but just adequate support is there.
Now, Tanya, I'll check tomorrow. So let's say if they were coming down from the 3rd floor, it's just a staircase. That door is locked that they cannot get in, correct?
We have done several sweeps of the building, and that's not always the case.
All right, because I think they're push bars. Emergency, you have to have push bars to get out. But I'll check tomorrow to see what's going to be done, like coming from the 3rd floor, to make sure those access doors are locked, that they cannot get in, but they still have access to go, in case of emergency, they can still go outside.
That is correct. And
yeah,
just, you'll see on the 2nd floor when you come, there is an access point that the elevator and the stairway converge. And so that is where it can kind of get tricky with people accessing another part of the building and no one knowing that they're even in that area.
Okay. Perfect. That's something I'll add to my list.
Mary and then Debbie.
I'm sitting here thinking about the access to the 2nd floor. And I tend to lean with what Tanya's saying, that you need a staff and someone, because this is what's going through my mind. Suppose an argument starts up there, which has been the occasion sometimes downstairs. How are you going to break that up? That happens. It does. I've seen it happen. That's what's going through my mind. An altercation or something, disagreement between people, because I've seen it.
Now I'm writing all this down just to take this into consideration.
Do we have capability of cameras?
That's something we have to look into. That would be a budget thing. Something, like I said, it's always something we can look into and see what the cost is of it.
Debbie Craig.
So I just want to say I have been there as a volunteer a few times when I needed to get staff help because of an issue with somebody. One woman was having an asthma attack, and I was way down by the kitchen and had to go up by where Megan's old office was. And it wasn't an issue. You could get somebody quick enough. Upstairs would be a different issue unless you had some type of communication system where you could reach somebody almost instantly downstairs, because that's the distance for them to get from downstairs to upstairs. So depending on how quickly you needed that staff person, you would have to take all those things into consideration. There would need to be some type of communication level.
Okay.
This is where Pam's idea is well noted, that cross communication with other senior centers to find out how they operate. I mean, because Peabody, for example, is a huge center. It's not on 2 levels, but it is enormous. Right. So finding out what other senior centers, how they handle that, is very valuable and free.
Yes, thank you, Jean Marie, for bringing that up. Director Best and I actually have been to, I will say specifically Salem, and the second floor is staffed. It was staffed when we visited, and we were there for about 3 or 4 hours. And we also do incident reports should there be an incident. And so that reporting is essential, that it is done appropriately and accurately.
Salem, to your point, Salem has their administrative offices upstairs. So they have the front desk, which is, personed all the time, but then they have their administrative offices upstairs. So yeah, there's somebody up there. That's something to consider too, an administrative office up on the second floor.
That is.
And we can actually be creative with whether I spend X amount of hours on the first floor and I have a operational space upstairs for perhaps the afternoon. So we are being very open-minded and creative about how to staff the second floor once it's available.
All right, I'm writing all this down. I am bringing it to my meeting tomorrow too, just to voice our concerns when they figure out what they want to do. If they want to take walls down, at least have one office up there. And Megan will, Director Best will be there tomorrow, I think. If not, I'm sure you will be.
I will.
But, all right, any other questions regarding that? Okay. We're on to outreach proposals. Pam, I didn't know what that one was.
I think this was brought up a bit from the other meetings. Folks were wondering how the word is getting out
Okay.
in the community about activities and opportunities. I know that there's the newsletter, but was just wondering if there is specific, I guess, targeted outreach.
Well, Tanya, you guys have your membership now to Lynn Community Television, correct?
Yes, we have our membership to LCTV, and I am undergoing strenuous training for the equipment and editing. We were able, Director Best and I were able, with the help of a wonderful volunteer, we were able to draft a video. And so with this membership, it will allow us to better present ourselves through LCTV cable, whether it's for nutrition classes or informational videos, but we're very excited to be able to launch that. Currently, we have our Facebook that we will update and the city website where the newsletter can be found as well.
All right, perfect. So that's getting some more, the outreach out to the community, learning about the senior center. So
Absolutely.
You could get, yeah.
And if I may note, our outreach team member, Rachel, did her first presentation, and she did it wonderfully, at the retirement board, where soon to be retired seniors, whether from the municipality, we're able to have an umbilical cord to know what's on the other side of retirement. So Rachel came out and we set up the screen and projector. She had the newsletters, her cards, and so she was really able to plug in to that soon to be retirees.
Nice.
And that's going to be something that is ongoing.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on that?
What is the retirement board?
I would say that these seniors are seniors that are soon to retire, is my understanding, Jean Marie. And there is someone at the retirement office in Lynn at City Hall that kind of helps coordinate this. So they really need someone from the senior center to come out and just let folks know what we're about, what we offer, and what we do. And so the outreach has done that and will continue to do so.
Any other questions? No. All right, so we have volunteer opportunity. Oh, was there someone else? No.
No.
All right, volunteer opportunities. Is this basically the seniors working off their?
No, this is Director Best had started this, I believe, in January on the events that are coming up where extra hands might be. That's how Jackie started doing, assisting with the sewing and the crafts.
Okay.
It's what opportunities could somebody maybe plug into this month, if Tanya, if there is some.
The great flyer that was sent out this morning. I'm happy that we're going to be able to post that. That was a very engaging visual that I think
can't take credit for that. That was my team members, Rachel and Barbara. So I want to give a shout out to them as well. I just sent it to Pam, but I had no hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if anybody from our board is available, if they need any volunteer work, reach out to Tanya or Megan or any of the staff members down there. I wish I could go down more during the day, but it's kind of difficult for me. But I try to get down there when I can. And every time I go down there, I usually see Jackie down there volunteering, doing something, whether it's, I don't know what you were doing that one day. You were sorting some craft items for them. But thank you, Jackie, for being down there a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jackie. We do.
All right, vehicle timeline. Do we have any timeline on the new vehicle coming in?
I do not have that information at the time. What has been submitted to Director Best is the ridership sort of, I think there was an accessibility vehicle issue of perhaps having seniors that are not necessarily members that are maybe wanting to join in the casino, and we were just trying to figure out the logistics of that. So that document has been sent and is currently being reviewed. With regards to a new vehicle, I know that things are in motion, but I just don't know
where it is.
Specifics on that. Yes.
No, I get it. Sometimes everything is so far behind that.
May I just interject?
Yes.
So Tanya, not to overstep here, but last night when we were at City Hall, I ran into Mr. Norris, our grant writer expertise. And I said, when are we going to hear about the vehicle? And he goes, it happened. We got it. And I said, what? I go, when were you going to tell us? And he said, no, we announced it. And I said, is this the vehicle and the driver? And he said, yes, both. So,
unbeknownst to me, so.
Yeah, I know. And it just so happened he was coming out of the office as I was driving people back yesterday. So, yeah.
I ran into him coming out. He didn't say anything to me.
Well, did you ask?
No, he was going in the building.
Yeah, I asked.
So do we know where the vehicle is, Pam, or?
I just know that we got the grant money. And so, and that's through like MassDOT and the MBTA. So I don't think that you have to wait months like we had to for the van. I believe it's one of their vehicles that are, that's like at 50,000 or something.
Yeah.
And they rotate it out.
All right.
So hopefully, and then the city can post for a driver.
Oh, that would be exciting.
We'd be in like Flynn.
This is great. All right. So our next meeting, are we doing Zoom or are we going to try to be at the senior center? What is easiest for everybody?
I can do it on Sunday. I can go anywhere, any day.
You know what, Pam, maybe we'll put an email out and let everyone decide if you don't want to say it on the Zoom, which is more convenient for you. Sometimes I know it's convenient for people to sit home and do it or in their car instead of fighting traffic to go down there. It's up to everybody else. I honestly, to me, it doesn't matter.
Debbie?
To me, it doesn't matter either. Either one is convenient. I would just say that right now at the senior center, that cafe room is big and it's available, but it's also wide open. And you would hear everything that would be out in that room. And being on a Wednesday, that's a bingo day.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm
Lord.
calling out bingo. So that might be a major interruption.
Right.
I was going to say parking too.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
that's
tough.
true.
That's
Well,
true.
if it is Zoom, it works for me because I will be away, but I can hop on a Zoom meeting. If not, I will not be there in person.
So why don't we make the next meeting on Zoom and then the rest in person? That's me speaking. Everybody else will decide their
Okay.
preference.
I'm fine with that. How about everybody else?
I'm fine
I'm good
with
either
that.
way.
Zoom
Okay.
works for me.
And then maybe if it's bingo day, maybe by then they'll let us just do a meeting upstairs if they're not doing construction at the time. I can ask if we can use upstairs for a meeting. And for Council on Aging meetings, I don't see why unless they're actually doing some construction. Then we'll work on that for May. How's that sound?
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Do anybody have anything else to add?
I'd like to always thank Tanya and the entire staff for all that they do at that senior center. They do a lot, including the volunteers and everyone who helps to keep it flowing the way they do. It is commendable.
It
Yes.
is. Thank you, Tanya, and your staff.
We have a good team. Thank you so much. And that team is inclusive of the volunteers. We can't stress it enough. And we look forward to celebrating you all next month. Deb and MJ, we look forward to it.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and have a great week. And we will see you next month. And once I get some updates, if I get any updates tomorrow, I'll get an email out to everybody, okay?
Okay, thank you. Everybody
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Stay well, everyone.
Bye. See you tomorrow, Jean Marie.